Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on. There were like transfer rumours and rumblings. There've always been Man United have been interested. I've always seen that, especially when I was at my time there. But you were this young, raw kid that just you had something about you. That's what it is, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I appreciate the kind words first and foremost, but I was in a really good environment. Yeah. Coming through as a kid, again, it's a thing for myself. Now I say to younger goalkeepers, everyone says, "Oh, this club." I said, "Who is the goalkeeper coach?
Yeah, boom.
Who is the goalkeeper coach? What's the plan? What does things look like?" And I was there, and that's what gave me the platform. I would love to stay at Pompey longer and work with Cozy. Obviously, the club was a mess and I had to sell and all this kind of stuff. But if you're in that good position, then like you say, perform. And I was 19, 20, playing Premier League, whatever it was, like Man United, Liverpool. And I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just doing my thing because my day-to-day works right, got the good coach, boom, everything else takes care of itself.
That's interesting. You mentioned about kind of coming in and knowing your role. So when you signed for Chelsea, for example, so you left Stoke, joined Chelsea, you're signing there with Thibaut Courtois as number one. So tell us a little bit about that. So obviously you go in, have you been told, right, you're coming in as number two, and what were you told to kind of
I want to know the thought process
then?
of this one, because this one really surprised me at the time.
Yeah, so I listened to your Joe Hart episode. He said he spoke to Jose Mourinho. I said, I wish I didn't speak to him.
Really? He just hooked you in?
He hooked me in.
Oh, okay.
Hooked me in.
Right, okay. I
wasn't planning on going to Chelsea. I had a couple other... I knew I was leaving Stoke. Again, they had to cash in, and it was time for that next step in my career. I achieved everything I could there. It's time for Champions League football.
You're a bit of a Stokey ledge, by the way.
Yeah, I love it.
Just putting out there, you're a Stokey legend. Because like I say, I've got family in Stoke, and they've always loved you. Bego, they call you, by the way.
I know. And it's a northern thing, right? I don't know why.
Honestly.
Funny, I've just opened up an academy in Stoke, so I love the area. I really love everything about the club. But it was time to go.
Yeah.
Time to go and compete for trophies, win trophies. And I had a couple other options. And next thing I know, I've got Mourinho, Jose on the phone. And it was like April, May time. And, it was Petr Cech's leaving. Again, can't keep the two number ones, but I want two number ones. Thibaut is number one. Obviously, we're going to win the title. Yeah. He's number one, but I want a number two to be the same or equal, very close level. Yeah. And you'll get games. We'll hopefully be in cup competitions and, odd Premier League games, whatever happens. And I was hooked. He said, you were the one and only choice. And I was there with the technical director, goalkeeper coach. I said, listen, we don't have plan B. You're the one and only choice. This is what it is. He's texting me after. This is when we meet up for preseason. This is where we're going.
Where do I sign?
And then there you go. Next thing I know, I'm at Chelsea. And
how was that thought process then for you then? Because I'm sure you've had to have a conversation with maybe your wife or whoever it was and say, how is this going to work then? But you've been so used to being a number one goalkeeper, playing week in, week out regularly, to then all of a sudden go and say, right, I know I'm not going to be playing all the time. You have to get used to it a bit, don't you?
And it was too early for me. It was too early for me. I couldn't get my head around it. The thing that kept me going was obviously you're at Chelsea. Every day training's unbelievable.
Yeah, with the top players,
we have leaders, we've got captain, we've got all this, everything there. We're competing for trophies. You're in Europe, you're Champions League. So that keeps you going, right? That keeps you going. And the fact is, what I learned through that, even though it was early for me and I only spent 2 years there because I couldn't do it for any longer, not playing and sort of knowing you're not playing anyway. But, it was, what it taught me was to be a team.
Yeah.
And it was 20 plus guys. Top class internationals. I think when international break, there's
there's nobody there.
Like JT was 35, 36, there's 2 players left.
Maybe an injured player. That's about
an injured player. So everyone's an international. Everyone's doing the best, competing at the highest level. And, but what we had to do was sacrifice. Yeah. You look at our bench sometimes, it was like freaking Willian, Fabregas, Terry.
You got to hold your hands up sometimes.
Yeah. But we wanted to win. That taught me, we could have won a couple of trophies, lost in a couple of finals. And again, one of my best memories ever was winning the Premier League title.
Really?
And not playing that many games. Because being part of that team, being, a bunch of brothers, we had to sacrifice. Just, park your ego at the door. Training wasn't easy every day. Lads, of course, frustrated. But we had a common goal. And that's what we came together to do, was to win a title. So I saw what success meant, what you had to do to achieve success. You had to bring in those players. And you look at Man City now, those guys are all
All on the team.
All superstars, mate. Every single one of them.
This is where I think it's the most important part of like being a successful footballer is you have to leave your ego. You do. You have to park it at the door. To be a good second choice goalkeeper, you have to be a cheerleader, like an unbelievable cheerleader as well. You have to blow smoke up that goalie's ass every single day, even if he knows it's bullshit. Genuinely, even if he knows it's bullshit, you still have to say, "You're the man. You are. You're going to smash it today. You're going to smash it today." When you know you can do a job yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a mad thing to do.
It's a mad one. Like I said, it was too early for me. I couldn't do it. It was 20.
I thought this at the time.
Yeah,
this is why it surprised me so much. Because
it surprised me.
You're a playing goalie. Yeah,
I know.
You have goalies, like you have footballers and goalies especially. You have goalies who will be a number 2. They might come into the team because somebody's injured. They might play for a few months or a few weeks or whatever, but eventually they'll find their way back as number 2 because they're not playing goalies, yeah? But you are a playing goalie and you always have been. You're somebody, like I say, you're 35 years old now, right? I genuinely think you could do, like we said this before, and I'm not joking, you could do like a Joe Hart, you could go and play somewhere for another 4 or 5 years and absolutely smash it, invigorate yourself again and go, yeah, mate, I'm buzzing off
isn't it about the right, because you've seen players come over. This is goalkeepers, outfield players. Look at the one that I was reading about yesterday was Sebastian Haller, who didn't quite work for him at West Ham, and he's absolutely tearing it up at Dortmund now. But it's almost finding the right home, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's
it's like managers and stuff. It's like Roy Hodgson, right? Palace just seems to be.
It fits, doesn't it?
Fits. That must be the same for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I said earlier, fit. You know what your position is, what your role in the team is, and of course your daily work. So fit's a huge thing. You know, people say, well, this play didn't work out. But sometimes you don't know all these things. Right? You don't know exactly what you're walking into. Like I didn't know what Everton was going to be. Honestly, I thought Everton, great club, I'll just finish 10th, maybe an off year.
Well, from the outside, that's kind of
this is what
a couple of years ago. That's how it looks, doesn't it?
This is what you're thinking. So you don't always know. Players don't always know. As much as you think, like I said, in my wildest dreams, could I have imagined this? You know, you just don't. Sometimes you don't know everything, so it's difficult. But you know, finding that right fit is absolutely massively important.
So what sort of manager is your perfect fit? Because you played for some good managers, by the way.
Some really varied managers.
Some seriously varied managers.
Sean Dyche, Eddie Howe.
Let's do it. I want to do a bit of Pulis talk. I've got to do a bit of Pulis talk.
Before we do Pulis talk, can I just, before we go off Chelsea, can I just ask you, how good is Thibaut Courtois?
Top, yeah. I mean, everything. It's got absolutely everything. Yeah, it's got absolutely everything.
When you walked through the door, did you kind of go, wow? Or has he developed even more since he's gone to Madrid?
I think he's developed even more. He's developed even more, even when we were there working every day, you know. Again, Ben, like you know this as well. No matter if it's Thibaut, it's Gigi, Donnarumma, we worked out Jordan now. No matter what, you have to still work every day. As soon as you don't work every day, things happen and things don't go well. And that's what I saw with Thibaut. And then, you know, when you have that environment, goalkeepers pushing each other, these guys work. You know, they work every day, do their gym, whatever they need to do to make sure they're ready for every single game. And that's why they're playing 40, 50, 60 games a year. And it's that drive mentally that I saw. And again, that was the best part I took from Chelsea, seeing these guys, top players, animals, every day. Boom, push,
mentality.
push. We push every day, every 5-a-side, every 10v10 in training. It's not 5-0 one team, it's 0-0, it's 1-1, 2-1.
Losing's a problem, isn't it?
Losing's a problem,
games,
because you know, it's like, you know, you've got freaking Zlatan or Terry ripping you a new one if you don't. And that's the sort of environment that it's in. So it's just seeing Thibaut every day, honestly, we have, you know, still a really good friendship today, and nothing but respect for the guy, top goalkeeper, good guy, and just put in the work every single day.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.